guys, welcome back to my channel. I saw on the website that the minimum grade required is I'm always excited to be here. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. And if you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, I really don't know what's happening. What's up? Hit the button and subscribe, please, and make sure you like this video as well. So I know that you've missed me. I have missed you guys as well. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about schools that require IELTS or TOEFL or any other language requirement or exam, English requirement specifically, and schools that do not require. So, and this is for Norway. As you know, on this channel, I give you a lot of tips about how to school in Norway for free, because tuition is free in Norway up until master's, PhD level, even for international students. So yeah, take advantage of that. And in this video that I did, my last video, I talked about 7 reasons why you should study in Norway. Please watch it if you have not watched it yet. And also in that video, I told you guys that I went to Nigeria and that I had a lot of fun. And I also told you guys to expect a vlog from that trip. So good news is, after I left Nigeria, I went to the United Kingdom. Oh my goodness, I'm currently in the United Kingdom, but if you're watching this video, I might be back to Norway or may not be back to Norway. It depends on whenever I put this video up. But basically, I'm also going to be putting up a vlog for my trip to the United Kingdom. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you already know that this trip has been lit and it's going to be so much fun. So make sure that you turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out any of the things that I'm going to be dropping in the next few weeks. And also in that video, I said I was going to be dropping tips to help those that want to apply for admission come the admission season, and for those that are also coming for next session. So this video is for those that are aspiring to apply for the next admission session. So stay with me, okay? Okay, so a few things to note as you watch this, no matter where in the world that you're watching this from, because it's important that I say it. For different schools, the English language requirement is different depending on the country you're coming from and what you speak and what Norway accepts generally. So what I'm going to be doing is, as I talk about the schools, I also included the links for the different schools and where you can check in the description box. So please, if you're from another country that is not Nigeria, because I'm a Nigerian, and what I'll be saying about requirement or no requirements is from a Nigerian perspective or for a Nigerian applicant. So if you're not a Nigerian and you want to know for your country, just go to the description box and check the link that I put there. Just change the country there to Nigeria, or just check the page to see where you can navigate to check for your country, and then you'll be able to see what is required for your country, if you're required to take an English test or if you're not required to take an English test. Okay, make sure you note that and don't just run with what I'm saying, because you can be from another country and the requirement does not apply to you. All right, so let's go. The first one I'm going to be talking about is my school. Obviously, I don't own the school, but like the school that I'm attending, the University of Stavanger. So for the University of Stavanger, you do not require to write any additional English language test. If you pass your WAEC, your SSC, your NECO, if you wrote English and you passed, you do not need to write IELTS or TOEFL or any of the other tests that they list there. So University of Stavanger is the first school and they do not require. So before I even continue, I did a video some time ago about 10 free schools in Norway. So please check it out if you have not checked. The schools that I mentioned in that video are the schools that I'm using in this video for this IELTS or TOEFL or English language requirements stuff. So make sure you check that video if you haven't watched it yet to know the 10 free schools. As you know, tuition is free in Norway and all. So moving on. And also another thing to note is that if you're going to apply to any school, make sure you check, apart from English language requirements, it's important for you to note what the school requires, because some schools, they require you to have taken science courses in your WAEC or SSC. Some schools don't. And for all the schools generally that I've seen, they don't accept HND or OND. I've mentioned this severally in my videos before, but a lot of you still come in my DMs asking me about HND and OND. Please watch the video so that effort is not duplicated. HND and OND is not accepted alone. You have to have combined it with bachelor's. You need to have done bachelor's from a university for you to be able to apply for a master's in Norway. So another thing is, for my school, I saw on the website that the minimum grade required is a second class upper and above. I know some of you also asked me about a 2-2 and a third class. But the thing is, what I'll say is, since there are no application fees, it doesn't hurt to try. So even if a school lists that they don't accept anything less than a second class upper and above, still apply. Like I've said in one of my other videos, I've spoken to people, at least 1 or 2 persons in Norway, that didn't have a 2-1 or didn't have a first class, and they're doing their masters here. So I don't know if it's in Norway, rather, because I'm in the UK right now. So I don't know if it's a case of they applied and maybe the application was strong and they picked them, or if it was a case of maybe the requirement was different then and they've changed it now. It can be anything, but like I said again before, there are no application fees, so it doesn't hurt to just try. And if they don't accept you, fine. If they accept you, great. Okay, so University of Stavanger, you do not require English language extra exam or all of that. Moving on. The second university I'm going to be talking about is the University of Oslo. For University of Oslo, you will need to write an additional test if you're from Nigeria. I think South Africa is the only African country that is exempt from this requirement. The link, like I said before, all the links to all the schools for where you can find this information directly is going to be in the description box. So make sure you check it if you're from another country to see what the requirements for your country is. But if you're Nigerian and you want to go to the University of Oslo, you will need to take one of these tests. Also note, make sure you check the requirements of the universities, because some of the universities, they have a cutoff or like a band that you must get in some of these exams. For IELTS, some of them, like, you have to have maybe 6, 7, 7.5. So it varies for the different schools. So make sure you check it so that when you want to start preparing, you know what you're working towards for the school that you're interested in. Okay, make sure, don't just run with information. Make sure you check specifically for the school that you're going or that you're interested in going to. Okay, so number 3. So the third university that we're going to be talking about is University of Bergen. Bergen. Sometimes I forget the pronunciation. I'm not sure if it's Bergen or okay, I'll write it, you see it. Right? You do not need to take any additional IELTS or TOEFL exam if you have written WAEC, SSE, O levels, or all of that. Make sure you check the link in the description box to see specifically what the requirements is. But like, if you've passed English in your WAEC or NECO, you don't need to take IELTS or TOEFL to apply to this university to get admission. But make sure you also check the other requirements as well. Like I said, there are some universities that for WAEC, it's not just English. They need you to have written one science course with your WAEC, maybe like biology or physics or chemistry, at least one, in addition to mathematics and English. So, but it's not the same for all the schools. So make sure you check specifically again to be sure what the school you're going to requires from you to do. So moving on to the fourth university that we're going to be talking about. The fourth university is UiT, the Arctic University of Norway. They also do not require you to write IELTS or TOEFL if you're from Nigeria. Or there's one other test. It's not just IELTS and TOEFL actually. There are other tests, but these are the most popular ones that Nigerians know and write. That's why I'm referring to them majorly. So for this university, they do not require you to write it if you're a Nigerian citizen, but check, like I said, if you're from another country, if your requirements are different from the ones for Nigeria. The link is in the description box. The fifth university I'm going to be talking about is NTNU, Norwegian University for Science and Technology. For this school, you need to take an English proficiency test if you're from Nigeria. The link is going to be in the description box. You can check it to see the test that they accept and the bands and cutoff marks that they require you to have, but you are not exempt if you want to go to NTNU. You need to take a test. Okay, now number 6 is Norwegian University of Life Sciences. They do not require you to take an English proficiency test if you're from Nigeria, but on their website they did not explicitly list Nigeria as being exempt from this requirement. But they said that if your country is on the country list for GSU as exempt, then you're exempt. The GSU, it is the Higher Education Entrance Qualification for foreign applicants for Norway. So there's a general list and countries listed for different applicants to check what the requirements are. So some schools, they just follow that list, but some schools have their own stuff different. So on that list, Nigerians are actually exempt if you have WAEC, and if you passed and you have 4 years of bachelor's education. So it's not just, I mean, I'm talking about masters. So you're not just going to just do WAEC and jump to. So now we're going to the 7th university that we're going to be talking about in this video. Before I talk about the 7th university, please, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you share. Don't forget, do it now. Like it. And if you've not subscribed, subscribe. Don't wait till you're done with the video. You're gonna forget. Do it now. And also, I spoke in the video that I did last week that if you'd like to speak to me for a one-on-one session to help you with your admission process, or to just have a consultation to talk to me and ask me questions, anything you need to know, if you're not able to just sit down with all the videos I put out to be watching it, and you're just like, oh, let me just have a 30-minute chat with me and get all the information, you can click the link in the bio. I'm saying my bio. You can click the link in the description box and book a session with me. I've said it over and over recently that I am unable to answer to all the DMs and inquiries that I have. Right now, they are probably like close to 500, and it's impossible for me to go through everything and answer one by one for various reasons. First, there's no time for me to do that, and secondly, some of the things there are things that I've already addressed, and some things are just so specific that I need to research for and do all that for, and I have to work, I have to do other things. So if you would like me to offer you a one-on-one service, please click the link in the description box and book a session and a time slot with me, and I will do everything that you need me to do for you that is within the services that I'm offering. But it's a paid service, you have to pay for that. I'm not able to just give up myself freely to everybody. All right, so the 7th university, let's go. University of Southeastern Norway. Now for this university, you are not exempt. If you're Nigerian, you need to take an English proficiency test. But something I saw on their website as well was that you can, if you studied English language or literature as your bachelor's, you are exempt. So I saw it on another website as well. I can't remember which of the schools now. If you studied English language as your bachelor's, like your 4 years bachelor's was English language, or you did literature, then they exempt you and you don't have to take an English proficiency. But like I've said and emphasized in this video so many times, check the school's website and check what they specifically require for your country. But for this university, I'm going to put their link as well in the description box so you can check to see. So if you did English language, you're exempt, but if you did not and you're from Nigeria, you need to take an English proficiency test. So the 8th school is OsloMet, Oslo Metropolitan University. If you're from Nigeria, they also do not require you to write an English proficiency test. Their link is in the description box so that you can check the specifics of what they want you to have before you can apply. But for English proficiency test, they do not require you to have that if you have done well in your WAEC and in your NECO and all of that. Now to the 9th school, University of Adger. Adger, yes. So for this university, you are not required to take an English proficiency test, but in your WAEC, it's one of the schools that you have to have taken a science subject with your WAEC. So mathematics, English, either biology, physics, or chemistry, you need to have taken one of it in your WAEC to even apply to the school at all, whatever the course you're doing. So there are some schools like that. So even if they don't require English proficiency, I know some of us we did maths and English, but we didn't do any science subject. Because I know someone reached out to me as well concerning this. If you're looking at a school like that and you don't have a science subject, maybe you should consider another school that does not require you to have a science subject in your WAEC, right? There are others that don't require you to do that. But for this school, they require you to have that. So if you have it, you're in luck. You can apply to this school if you're interested. But they do not require you to have any separate English proficiency apart from the one that you already have from your SSC. Now to the 10th school, which is the last but not the least that we're going to be talking about, Nord University. So Nord University, they also do not require you to have a separate English proficiency different from your SSC or your WAEC, but you need to have a science subject in your WAEC, just like University of Adger that we just spoke about. So you need to have maths, English, or maths, English, and biology or chemistry or physics in addition to your other subjects that you did. So you need a science subject. So like I said, there are other universities that don't require this, but there are some that do require this. So make sure you check. School, in addition to the requirements that they have, you need to upload scratch card or access card from WAEC or NECO, those ones that we use to check results in Nigeria. You need to upload it with your application. But when I was applying to my school, they didn't require me to have this. I just used my original WAEC results. I don't know how they verified it. But for this school, you need to upload a scratch card. So you can see how the different schools require you to have different things. So before you start your application to a school, make sure you check it. And for most of the schools, you need to send your physical transcripts from your school directly to them, not from yourself. The school needs to be the one to send it to them physically, within the time frame that the application opens and closes. So before you just start, putting in your efforts into any school, make sure that you check and you're able to fulfill the requirement. If you cannot, like the one that maybe they require science, you can't just go back to be writing a science course. Just look for another school that doesn't require science. I mean, all the schools are tuition free, the ones that are publicly owned, the ones that are government owned, except you don't go private, which is paid. But for public universities, everything is free. So if you don't meet the requirements for one, check for another. So start checking now. Like I said, I also have another video that talks about the time that these universities open and close their admission process. It's in that same video that I talked about for the 10 schools. So make sure you check it, and because admission process, application season will soon open now. So start checking the different schools and see the ones that you meet the requirements, so you can start preparing to apply. I wish you guys all the best as you prepare for this application season. And don't forget, if you would like to have a one-on-one session with me, click the link in the bio. Not bio, this is not Instagram. Click the link in the description box to book a slot. And don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and just talk about the video online to all your friends that need to know. A lot of people still don't know that tuition is free in Norway, and they're hustling trying to raise school fees or get into scholarships over and over, and they're not getting it. Just help somebody, share this video. It is very needed. Have a very lovely weekend. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye. You do not require